Munson. Thank you all for coming together to improve in Peyton's IEP.
Hi guys, my name is Sophia. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Peyton in and outside of the classroom, and I hope that we can come today to develop a plan to help him succeed. Peyton, would you like to introduce yourself and your parents?
My name's Peyton. I'm 8 years old. I'm in the 3rd grade, and this is my mom.
Hello everyone. I appreciate you all coming here for my son, Peyton's IEP meeting. I am looking forward to hearing Peyton's progress and to collaborate future goals for him.
And I'm Peyton's general education teacher, Mr. Warburton. Peyton is one of my most diligent and hardworking students.
Hi, I'm Peyton's occupational therapist. I work with Peyton outside of the class during pull-ups as well as through his PE class.
So the reason that we are all here today is because I have been made aware by Mr. Warburton that Peyton is having some interrupting behaviors in class. Elizabeth and I have been working and emailing back and forth to set up this meeting so we can help Peyton address his behaviors to be able to succeed in class.
So first things first, I'm going to go over Peyton's rights with you, Elizabeth. So Peyton has the right to free and appropriate public education, which is a lot of times you may have heard it referred to as FAPE. So most of the time this will mean like the services or placement, and it basically just means that we are required as Peyton School District to provide him with the necessary services that he's going to need to succeed. So as a part of the process today, we're going to outline how often and for how long Peyton will receive any specific services that we think are necessary.
Thank you. That is great. As his parent, I want the best for him, and I will do that all I can to also help him at home and at school.
You also have the right to give consent or refuse to give consent to the placement and services that we develop in this meeting. This means that no special education services will occur without your informed or written consent to do so. Now we are going to discuss some of the strengths and behaviors that Peyton has both inside and outside the classroom. Peyton, do you want to start by sharing some strengths you think you have?
Yeah, I think I'm really smart in reading and math, and I definitely work hard in class.
I completely agree with you, Peyton. You're really motivated in those classes, and it really shows.
Peyton has been showing great strides in his cognitive abilities, nonverbal skills, academic skills, and work ethic in class. He has also demonstrated a want to please his superiors, has motivation to succeed, and works well in structured and consistent settings. I also appreciate Peyton's determination to ignore inappropriate behavior of his peers.
So when I see Peyton at school, it's when his teacher will walk him down after there's been some aggressive behavior in the classroom, and I'm really impressed with how well he's able to calm down quickly just with quick discussions with me just very fast. So.
And as I've observed Peyton, I've noticed his need for sensory input. He has a hard time during the day with physical aggression. Mrs. Bartos, do you notice any physical aggression at home?
Now that I'm thinking about it, not really. He usually is very well behaved. What physical aggression does Peyton do at school?
As I've noticed when observing him, he sometimes hits or kicks other students when he becomes frustrated. I think he needs more sensory input, so I tend to do things with him that provide that sensory input.
Oh no. What do you do at school to stop it?
When he displays physical aggression, I find it helpful to either give him a fidget toy, such as a stress ball, or have him sit on a bouncy chair. There's always the option to have him sit in a chair with a band around the bottom to kick. These three strategies give Peyton the chance to express his physical aggression in a healthy way. This way he is not dangerous towards others or himself.
Okay, that sounds great. I'm glad those strategies are helping in the classroom.
Great, so now at this time, Elizabeth, we want to give you the chance to give any input that you might have regarding like accommodations or services you think would be best for Peyton.
Thank you all again for all your accommodations. I'm still a little concerned about his lack of participation on a task and completion of homework. Is there any way to make a goal to incorporate better participation so he doesn't fall behind?
Yes, we can totally make a goal for that. How about every time Peyton wants to leave the room and not have to do the assignments, we can set aside 10 minutes each day to review and go over incomplete assignments.
Awesome.
We will continue to meet to discuss Peyton for at least 2 more years, as his triennial meeting was last year, and he qualifies for special education services for disabilities and autism, Asperger's syndrome. The disability impedes his learning because he cannot finish a task without getting verbally aggressive or becoming non-defiant. We know that Peyton is more than intelligent to complete these assignments, but his aggression unfortunately gets in the way of demonstrating what he knows. So Peyton has been seen in class with verbal and physical aggression. Through the behavior intervention plan, we hope to have Payton understand that if he continues to act in a physical or verbal aggression, there will be new consequences. If Payton acts out in aggression to get out of an assignment and he begins throwing objects in the classroom or yelling verbally aggressive things, then Payton will need to stay in during his recess in order to finish his assignment. If Payton yells anything verbally aggressive at a faculty staff member or another student, he must write an apology note to that person. I will also start with Payton in terms of trying to get his anger out in a different way that is neither physically or verbally aggressive. Instead, when Payton becomes frustrated, I want him to take a few minutes to calm himself down. He can step away from the desk if he needs to, and he can have a squishy toy that Ms. Charlie was also talking about. And he can start squeezing that if he feels like he's starting to get agitated. We can also work on some deep breathing. My goal for Payton for this coming year is to continue to start working with the reward system because he seems to respond well to those rewards. I will continue to have this practice this with me, and I will also have it with his one-on-one aide inside the general education classroom, and we'll practice this reward system to give him that consistency throughout school. In addition to an increase in the reward system, I would also work with him when he gets physically or verbally aggressive when it comes to an assigned task.
Awesome. So my goal this year is for Payton to only have to come to my office when it is set to do so, not intermittently throughout the classroom. I think I really want to work on like breathing and relaxation exercises that he can learn to do on his own when he feels the urge to be physically or verbally aggressive. This way we can refrain him from having to leave the classroom suddenly and maybe disrupt the other students' learning. So we can set aside special time once or twice a week where we can go over any frustrations he might have and teach him strategies that will let him let out this frustration in a mature way.
I would love for Payton to continue demonstrating his work ethic and focus that he has in class. And in addition, I think an excellent goal for Payton is to demonstrate growth in his speech.
Cool. So now we've come to the part of the meeting, we're going to talk about the continuum of placement options. So I'm just going to lay them all out on the table. This is by no means saying which one we have to choose, but just give you all the options and we can talk about what we think works best for him. So the ones we have are general education classroom with additional supportive services, a consultative classroom where the student will be in a general ed classroom but he will be taught once or twice a day by a special education teacher. There's co-teaching between a general ed and special ed teacher, and a small group special education classroom or special day classroom.
Okay, awesome. I think we definitely want to keep Payton in the general education classroom and add the appropriate services that he needs to succeed alongside his peers. Since we do not see this behavior at home, we know what type of behavior he's capable of and do not want him to remove him from the classroom. He really loves school, his teachers, and his friends, and I know we can brainstorm accommodations and modifications that will help him meet his goals.
Payton has certainly been thriving in the general education classroom with his aide, and all the kids love having him in class. He puts a smile on everyone's face.
I completely agree. We all see so much potential in you, Payton, and we just wanted to make sure that you are informed of all your options that you have for your child.
Now let's move forward and talk about services we can all provide for Payton to help him succeed and meet his goals. So I think it would be beneficial to continue to provide occupational therapy services for Payton. That way he can have an outlet for his sensory aggression. I will continue to work with him twice a week in his PE class as well as once a week for a pull-out. During my work with him in the PE class, I'll work on actions that have a purpose. For example, working on kicking a ball in PE class or throwing objects for a purpose. I want to continue to give him a purpose to his physical aggression rather than exerting it on others.
So I think that we should schedule a meeting twice a week to meet, for Payton and I to meet, and this way we can have create a safe space where you can express frustrations. We can work on some of the anger management techniques he talked about. So some of these techniques will include teaching him to recognize when he feels the urge to be aggressive, how to calmly excuse himself, maybe to a quiet spot or outside of the classroom, self-calming strategies, practice how to ask for help in a mature way when an assignment may be too difficult, and other effective communication tools for talking about his feelings or frustrating urges he may have.
So we have reviewed Payton's progress as well as what we need to continue to do for him. His occupational therapy services will continue, and we'll meet with his counselor, Sophia, twice a week.
While you as a parent have the right to call an IEP meeting at any time, Can you confirm that you feel comfortable reconvening in 12 months by this date from now so we can discuss the effects of the services?
Yeah, I'm very happy with this meeting and looking forward to reviewing this IEP next year.
Yay! Okay, well if everyone is content with the meeting we've had, I'd like for everyone to sign the forms and we can all be on our way. Thank you all so much for coming. I will see you all in a year. Ms. Bardos, I will continue to keep in contact with you throughout the year and always feel free to email or call with any problems or questions. Peyton, thank you for contributing to this meeting.
Thank you everyone for coming to help me.
Thank you so much for coming, everyone. I feel really good about this and how the meeting has ended. I'm looking forward to hearing about Peyton's progress.
Thank you for including me in this meeting. I love working with Peyton.
And I look forward to the remainder of the school year with Peyton in my classroom.